Folks, welcome to the season finale of the Bwoah Racing League Season 4. I'm your host and commentator, Sarthak, as always, and alongside me, Dalvin, who I'm excited to announce will be with us next season as well, won't you?
Yes, I am, sir.
Yep.
So what do we have for today? It's this finale and everything's wrapped up, but there are still some championship fights going on, Satak. Why don't you bring us up to speed with those?
Yes, indeed, there is. Top 3 is pretty much sealed and sorted. You know, KDB, General Pepe, RB Ferrero, the top 3 in the driver standings. They've got it done and dusted, but it's the battle for 4th that's still on. And of course, it's amongst a couple of drivers who are OGs in the league. We've got, if I'm not wrong, UK's in the mix for that fight. Avi's in the mix as well. And going to the constructors side of things, we've got a fight for number 2 in the constructors. We've got Red Bull, who could be close to Haas. But then again, I don't think any Red Bull drivers will be lining up on the grid today. So looks like it's a done deal on the constructors side as well.
So that's P2 seal for Haas. Would that be? Okay. Yeah. Provided they finish the race.
Yeah. Either ways, I think they had a bit of a not so great season in my opinion, because it was only General Pepe performing and Baby Shumi had his own things to attend to, so he couldn't attend a race that often. So unfortunate for them. I don't see any of the Haas drivers lining up on the grid today. Neither are the Red Bull drivers. So yeah, top 3 pretty much done and dusted. I believe Ferrari are fighting for constructors position. Don't remember which one. Sorry on that. But yeah, it's great to see some of the OGs line up on the grid. 15 drivers out on track, and we will begin shock qualifying soon enough.
Everyone just getting ready for the sun to go down. Temperatures will go down, grip will increase, will get better, the track will be faster soon. Everyone's just probably gonna go out on track, test the setups, and get a banker lap in on the slow conditions. And here we go, officially qualifying starts.
It does. Tell me about that race you were talking about, Davin. You did attend a social race recently, didn't you?
Yes, Atak. Just about an hour ago it ended. So it was on F1 2021. It's a league called RPL that I just recently joined as a reserve driver. So started in P18. Well, that was a funny story actually. We had to restart the lobby 3 times. So on the fourth try,
we've been there.
We just decided to go with a random grade. And I was P18 out of 19, and I forgot to load in my setup. And I don't know if it's just, nobody's sweating the pre-season track or the social track. So, there were crashes left, right and center, and 4 safety cars. The game is just still in early stages and it's pretty bugged. And I think we used up the safety car quota within the first half of the race.
Oh, okay.
And just by crashes alone, I was up to P7 by the end of the 4th safety car. And from there on, a few more crashes, a few more glitches. Someone ended up in top 3, and the top 2 at that time had their crashes, and somehow I ended up in P1. 8 stops I made, which is kind of hilarious for me.
Probably a record in league racing somewhere.
Yes,
if someone's got a book of records, it's got to be one of them.
Well, I hope that goes into the records officially or unofficially, either way. 8 stops in the race. I know I did it for my other league, right? So we had an award for most pit stops in a race.
Oh, okay. Whoa, got it. Either ways, we got a bunch of drivers out on track. Sicknig, however, won't be coming out on track. He's got a collie ban, so he's gonna be serving that.
So all right.
He'll be starting at the back of the pack.
Yes, reply from the session immediately.
Yep, precisely. Great to see Freeze return. Freeze, a prominent driver in the Bwoah Racing League, locked out the front row with his teammate horning twice earlier on this season, and was caught off guard with horrible luck as well. I remember.
dominance in the early season.
Yep. But unfortunately, one of the races, in fact, both drivers ended up crashing out on the same part of the track with 2 laps between them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's some statistics there.
Yeah. Well, he's come back and he's confident he'll be doing an even better job next season. Today, however, yet to be seen. But he does set a purple sector 1.
Yep. Still early times here. 5 minutes into the session. Sun is still up. It's going down. It's your dust session. And grip will be improving as we progress through the session, as well as some track evolution. So first run, it's not the most important run, but it's a good confidence builder over here.
Confidence. Speaking about confidence, I hope the McLaren drivers have a ton of it, because I don't see UK. I see Drunken Monkey and Setu RC18. Setu RC18, long-time teammate of UK, and Drunken Monkey even contested for the title for a brief first half of this season in season 3, and he's back, and now he's on a T300 wheel as well. So yeah, he's a newbie to the wheel. He used to be on the keyboard. Can you imagine that, Davin? He was on the keyboard and he contested for the title.
Well, that's a new one I heard.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that, but everyone makes progress. You never know. One day you're on controller, and within a week, on a month, or a month even, you may get so good on it. It just depends on how everyone approaches the game, how seriously you want to take it, first of all.
Yeah, bunch of lap times being set. KDB 1 minute 34.021, fastest out there, as one would expect. The champion this season, Mr. KDB. S311, an incredible lap time, gives him second fastest so far. "13 minutes left, shock qualifying."
Abandons his lap and back into the pits goes. Well, if you don't hear me for the next few minutes, or in a few minutes, I might have to mute my mic because there is a vacuum looming around in the other room. So
no problem.
I might have to solve that issue for a moment.
Yeah.
Asian things, you know.
Of course, damn it. Gouts out on a fast lap. Let's stay on board Gouts. He's getting a nice slipstream off of the avocados in the Alfa Romeo. This is gonna be
This is a bit
tricky.
worrying. They both might be on a hot lap here, and this might be tricky for Gouts over here to get it done.
We're seeing a wheel-to-wheel battle almost in shock qualifying, aren't we, David? Could we?
Yep. This goes back to Silverstone. Is it a sprint quali? Is it a race? We don't know.
Of course.
And looks like Gouts has abandoned his lap after that little tangle with Avocado.
Didn't get too audacious there, Gouts. But let's stay on board the avocado. Let's see what kind of lap time we can pull out of that Alpha. Seven drivers haven't set a lap time. Fastest, of course, KDB. And the avocado comes across the finish, and the avocado is 6th fastest. Interesting to see him quicker than Setu RC18. Didn't expect that. Great stuff.
Setu though, he's on the mediums, so he might be playing the strategy. If he can qualify in the top 10 on the mediums, he can make the alternate strategy work. Speaking of strategy though, it's a mixed bag over here. You can do soft to hards, soft to mediums if you can stretch out the tire wear. Mediums to softs, that's the other option over here. If you're audacious enough and you have the pace, you can go for a 2-stop, soft, medium, soft. The bag is open this week in terms of strategy. Safety car may come into play as well. As always, we never know what's gonna happen in the finale.
We don't. But just for the sake of a question, Dalvin, tell me, what strat would you do? What are you a fan of? Do you usually like to go?
I am a fan of the one stop over here.
Oh,
It's
okay.
pretty OP. Yes.
Okay.
If you do qualify in the top 10 on the softs, then you can take the softs till about lap 11, lap 12 at most, and then you can comfortably take the mediums till the end.
Oh, okay.
The trade-off is you have to take care of your tires throughout the stints and make sure you not burn it too much. Otherwise, the guys who are on 2 stops, they will be catching you very quickly at the end.
So gotta be cautious when you get into those wheel-to-wheel battles if you're on a one stop.
Yes.
Alright. Great.
Well, on the other hand, the medium to soft is probably slightly more powerful. If you're starting outside the top 10, that's easily going to gain you, 5 or 6 positions pace-wise if you get it right on the top 10 runners.
Interesting. Of course, the likes of Big Man Joe, Gouts and Mr. Vex still haven't said lap time. Looks like Big Man Joe and Horning are the only ones out on track on the mediums. Stay on board Big Man Joe as he'll be starting a quick lap soon enough. Freeze and Horning, teammates close to each other regardless of the fact that Horning's on mediums. But yeah, he's still not set a lap time on those mediums. I wonder if it'll be quicker than the one he set on softs. What are the odds that that happens?
And this gets demoted to P6 right as we speak. 5,000th of a second, Drunken Monkey takes P5 for the time being. With 3 more people left to set their time, Horning seems to be safe even if it drops down to P9. The question is, can he keep it in the P10 with only one run, or will he go out on another set of softs to secure top 10? Either way, I think he's probably going to start on the alternate strategy. He's made up his mind by the looks of it.
Don't think he set a lap time on the medium, so I'm curious if he's going to come out again. I'm pretty sure he will. But currently we're on board Big Man Joe. He's going to sector 2. We didn't see a purple light up on sector 1. So he's not the fastest out there yet. I reckon he'll put this car in the top 5.
Looking at the Alpha in the Abu Dhabi just brings me back to good memories.
Of course.
Championship beating race. Good memories, I guess. But farewell to F1 2020.
Yep. After this one, farewell indeed. Yep. And the final corner, Big Man Joe should have a brilliant lap time on those mediums. And yep, he goes second fastest on the mediums.
That's a very quick lap.
My oh my.
That whirls him through into the quali, and I doubt anyone's gonna beat that even on the softs. So he should be a happy man now.
Yep. Support coming through for Setu RC18 and Drunken Monkey from their teammates UK in the chat. McLaren drivers out here, 6th fastest Drunken Monkey, and Setu RC18 11th fastest so far. Just under 7 minutes left to short qualifying. Seems like he messed that turn, Setu RC18. Fortunate for him. Yeah, KDB comes out after looking at that lap time from Big Man Joe. He's coming out.
Yes. You definitely want to leave it slightly later towards the end of the session with at least 3 minutes to go to maximize the track evolution and the better grip with the temperature going down. It may not really affect the tires at the moment, but in real life though, every single degree of temperature matters to drivers, and it brings out at least 2 or 3 tenths worth of lap time. KDP though, taking it very gently on the outlap, not trying to burn his tires, but at the same time, he doesn't want to keep it too cold. With an empty track, this should be an easy run for him without traffic.
Now, alright, Big Man Joe has headed into the pits. probably will be coming out on the softs, who knows. But for now, he set the lap time on the mediums, might just be happy with it and stop.
Yep. If you can hear me, big man, stay on the mediums.
What are the odds he's listening to this stream, listening in on the stream? But yeah, from one Alfa Romeo driver to another.
Oh yes, the master plan.
Master plan. You say that as my camera, as the stream's camera was on the Ferrari garage, ironically. But back to KDB.
Oh well, the coincidences are a little too often today. Everything is lining up.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, KB looks like he's on a stellar lap. He's on the sauce as well. Surprising he's not tried out to set a lap time on the mediums. You'd expect him to, because I was busy convincing him before the race started, before quali started in fact. He was going to try and do a last to first challenge. And I convinced him to set a lap time. He locks up the front left.
Hope he's not planning for a first to last challenge though, by the looks of that.
Highly doubtful of that, Darwin, considering it's KDB and the performance he's shown throughout the season. But yeah, anything's possible. Big man Joe's got a set of sauce on. Question is he going to come out?
Yes, he has fitted on the softs, but as you say, does he need to go out anymore? He is comfortably in P2. The gap to P5 is within a second, so you know, even if someone improves by a second, it's gonna drop to P5 unless he really wants to keep it in the front row.
Interesting. KDB just abandoned his lap. He didn't even bother coming across the finish line. Almost seemed like came out for fun. But yeah, just 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes left to shop qualifying. We're on board only Cuppy, who looks quite competitive. He's put his car on the top 5 so far. But then again, lap times will change in the next 3 minutes. Question is if he can keep it going. For context, Dalvin, since you're new to the league, only Cuppy is one of those drivers who came into the league, and in the first 3 races, 2 of them he was on the podium for.
Oh,
yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Mind you, this was a realistic performance season, and he was in the racing point, and this was last season basically.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's crazy. Okay. Also, that's a realistic season. Okay, that's new.
Yeah, we had a realistic performance season. Season 3 was realistic performance. Fun fact, if you want to keep going on about it, Big Man Joe was still in the Alfa Romeo, even though realistic performance. KDB was in a Williams, which he still calls it till date as the toothpaste livery car.
Oh, I mean, now that he said it, it kind of looks like that.
It does, doesn't it?
Thank you, KDB. Thank you.
Of course. Yep, you could see them pull off incredible things with realistic performance. Williams, KDB, and RB Ferrello, who later became his teammate. But yeah, that's all about
there's
season
something
3.
that you can't unsee and you can't unhear.
Yeah.
You just gotta bear with it. Now it's gonna be known as the toothpaste livery.
Of course. That's the fast lap.
Out for another lap.
Who? Big Man Joe? Yeah.
Everybody's going out. Yes.
Stay on board. Gouts, he's on a fast lap. What can we see? Can we see you better at the time, Gouts? We've got just under 1.5 minutes left. Big Man Joe made it to the line in Brazil at the last second to start a fast lap. Will we see a couple of drivers missing out on that today?
Gouts is down by 2 seconds though. At least on his delta. Unless the game is glitching, as always.
Of course.
Then we might see an improvement here. He has turned off his ERS, so he might be charging up for an out lap actually.
Big Man Joe just starts his fast lap. We've got Wooksy 5-6, but Guts headed straight into the pits.
Puts it into P2 with a 34.3.
like I said, looks like he's finally found his footing this season. A bit too late, however. But even in the last race, there's a chance. Horning has retired. I wonder if it's on track.
It looks like on track at the exit of the second back straight onto the left, right, left section.
I'm on SV11. Probably not SV11. Probably Gamblers are better. So I have to stay on board of. Can we get a glimpse of
Which guys in the pits? Avi puts it in P2 with the mediums on a 34.3. What a lap by the chap.
And the clock is stopped. Qualifying has ended, but we've got a bunch of drivers on fast laps. Purple sector 2 for Big Man Joe. Mr. Wex steers clear, making sure he doesn't impede Big Man Joe in any way. Staying on board Big Man Joe. SV11's on a fast lap as well. Who's gonna lock out the front row with KDB, or is someone gonna beat KDB's time? Big Man Joe.
Big Man Joe is slowing down. There we go. He's just sandbagging it.
It almost seemed like he was going to lock out the front row with KDB, but let's not take anything away from SV11, or we might just have to. The rear kicks out, and his time is absolutely insane at this point. Spins as well, loses an end plate. Yes, we head to the pits because you'll be starting P5 on the grid.
What a lap though by Avi, gotta say. On the mediums, 34.3, just 3 tenths behind KDB, who's on the softs.
Incredible stuff. To wrap up the season, the final pole position goes to KDB.
Defending champion. As of now.
Yeah. Bit of nudges between the two McLarens. And of course, Avi will be locking out that front row with KDB. Interesting, KDB and Avi starting on the front row. Last time Avi started on the front row, I remember him steering straight off the track. Let's hope we don't get to see that today. Only copy, probably the first time since season 3 that he's in the top 3 in qualifying. So that'll be great to see him back up there. A Big Man Joe SV11 close behind. It's an interesting top 5 and an interesting turn 1 and 2 we have in store.
Avi has a good chance to, keep on the diffuser of KDB, just follow him in the DRS. And when the time comes, he has to make the move, and I think if he has the pace, if anything, the quali pace translate to race pace, Avi is up for the win.
Just might see one. Interesting. Big Man Joe abandoning that lap on the softs, which means he'll be starting on the mediums because that's the lap time he set it on.
Mediums, soft mediums. Well, this is another flashback.
Yeah.
It's pretty similar to my finale that I had. It started off like this. And it was a very tight battle for the top 4 in the first few laps at least.
Interesting.
Before things unraveled.
This will be a treat to watch, I'm sure. First lap's going to be a gripper. Horning starts on the mediums in the top 10 as well. I'm curious, everyone beyond top 10, what will they pick? What strat will they go with?
Hey, if you're hearing me, go for the mediums.
Because it'd be great to see how Gambler does. He's shown some comparative performances in the past this season. Did manage to score points for 2 teams as a result. So he's out here today as well for his own team finally, Alpha Tauri. Yeah, lots to come.
We're waiting for everyone to load in. Let's just have a quick breather and Sata, what do you think about the real life race tonight? What's going to happen after Mercedes and Red Bull had a little run-in in qualifying yesterday?
That's a good question.
A bit of team tactics going on there.
Yeah, probably. Of course, Hamilton denied that, didn't he? And I feel it'll be. I think Bottas is the differentiator here. Like, can he hold up Verstappen? Can he, be in that position that he's always been put in? Which is play the team game and hold Verstappen up. So I'm curious to see that. And then again, of course, going to the tire compounds, both the Mercs start on the mediums while the rest of the boys start on softs.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly the case. That means the Red Bulls will have the better launch, and Hamilton, Verstappen, P1 and P3 on the left side of the grid. They will have the cleaner side of the track to start on. So Bottas might just get jumped by both Red Bulls at the start. And if anything, Red Bull has any performance left, they should strike on lap one and get it done by lap two at least.
And right before quali started, I read in a post that he's got new PU in Verstappen. Turns out the Silverstone power unit wasn't worth risking running in tonight's race. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, that might not really give any benefits in Hungary, a high downforce circuit, but maybe in the next race it will definitely be some benefits in the performance chart, at least for Belgium. It's closest to his home race.
Yep.
And as we end our real life Grand Prix talk, let's come back to our game.
Of course, formation lap. I was just expressing.
Lap.
Yeah, I was just expressing to the drivers how I thoroughly enjoy watching all 20 or 15 of them. At least for today, it's 15. So 15 of them line up on the grid the way they do right after a formation lap. It's a treat to watch. It gets you closer to the sport in one way, even though it's just sim racing. We are all huge fans of Formula 1, aren't we? So, yeah.
Oh, that's why we're here, boys.
Yes.
To race and watch everyone else race.
Racing. Yeah, KDB slowing down incredibly, holding up the pack maybe. He doesn't seem like he's too keen on heating up his tires. Meanwhile,
you definitely don't want to be chewing that softs very early on. Any extra waving is going to put extra wear on these softs, which are not going to last very long on heavy fuel. 10 laps, that's where the best performance comes out. If you can squeeze out a lap or two, you're going to be having a much easier stint on the mediums. We never know what is their strat. They may be going on the 2-stop or even a 1-stop. Safety car may come into play. And looks like there's a bit of a holding up going on behind him.
It is, isn't it? Avi is slowing down incredibly. He's got to be up and at it at this point. Unusual of him.
Yep, he's down in P6, but officially he's still P2. He might have had a spin in mid-corner there. Of course, he's on the medium, so it is the tire with the less grip of the two compounds that we have now.
I'm just checking to see if he's got any kind of damage. His front wing looks clean. So, yeah, he's got both the end plates on.
I don't think the game ever punishes anyone who has spin on a formation lap. I had plenty of those, and I've never had a wing damage on the formation lap.
Oh, okay.
That might change in F1 2021. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I believe
there's a patch coming out.
I believe
it might change up a few things.
Side pods damage exists and floor damage as well. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, all eyes on the 15 drivers who lined up on the grid as we speak. KDB on pole position once again this season, for the last time this season, and I hope the lobby isn't glitched because it says sector 3 yellow flag and the lights aren't going out. KDB on pole position. Are we right beside him? Only Cuppy right behind to charge ahead, and Big Man Joe is sitting pretty in P4. Okay, I guess it's now glitched. The lights, 5 lights will go out any moment now, and they do, and the drivers shoot down the main stage. What a start KDB's got, and the glitch effectively hitting the board, of course. Avi's lost a position already. I think he's glitching as well. Only Cuppy up in a P2. Big Man Joe up in a P3.
Stick Nick there, making a big move up into P11 now. P12 almost. He is fighting with Mr. Vex.
Avi's off.
P11.
Avi's off.
Avi's off. Yes, he is. He just glitched in front of Stick Nick over here.
There's a spinning Ferrari.
And everything's kicking off in the first lap.
It is
Ferrari spinning. Traditions.
I think Avi's glitching incredibly because I see his car teleporting, and I think one of the other cars as well lost an end plate.
There is a VSC out now. Oh, the carnage. Michael Massey doing his job virtually. Thank you, Miss Massey, for keeping us safe on the track.
Of course.
And this would give everyone a moment to cool down and reset, recharge, and go for it again on the restart.
Yeah, it looks like the biggest winners from those bunch of incidents has to be the two Mercedes drivers there into P4 and P5 already.
Indeed.
And Sicknig is up in a P9 as you mentioned earlier on. But yeah, KDB holds firm with that lead. Only Kapi right behind and Big Man Joe.
Harvey overtakes Mr. Rexon with the VSC. I wonder if Harvey just ghosted, or probably his teammate ghosted there.
As I mentioned, he's still glitching out in my opinion. I think he's having issues with the lobby. Drunken Monkey gets slapped with the 3-second time penalty and the VSC is done. And we're back to racing, folks.
And we restart the lap. It's as if nothing happened in the first lap.
Couple of cars.
We resume.
Couple of cars ghosted in the midfield as it seems, but up ahead SV11 trying to make a move on Vic 356 on his tail, close enough. Not.
Big Man Joe. Very close to only Kapi. 2/10 the gap. Will he go for it though? Still early days in the race.
Late braking into the corner. Should give him a bit of momentum, and I think he lost it as well going to the next. But yeah, he'll be close enough to only Kapi. And on this straight perhaps. He's peeking down the inside.
He is still holding back.
Yeah.
Smart move there. Don't need to risk it. The softs are still the freshest tires on the track. It will take a few laps before the mediums get into their own groove.
There's an incredible DRS train in the midfield if you shift to it, Dalvin. And I'm on board Avi as we speak. He's trying to find a gap around the outside, hopefully, of Setu RC18. And he had to brake incredibly.
And he hits the back of the McLaren.
Almost went into the wall. What a save by him, but
They
yeah.
have picked up some damage. Let's see if he dives into the pits. This is not going well for Avi. He qualified in P2 on the mediums. It looks like the Renault are double stacking. Unfortunate. What a disaster for them.
Okay. I don't think they're gonna be pleased. This isn't Renault's day, is it? And
no,
okay,
it
you
is
don't
a
wanna.
double wing change for both the drivers. This is costing Avi. It has gone completely opposite of what he wanted. And getting held in the pit lane. Avi, oh boy, you got a feel for him.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it's still 3 laps into the race. It's still a very long race to go. He's half a lap down basically on the lead runners.
Yep, but we got Sicknig up ahead, going wheel to wheel with Avocado. I think Big Man Joe will be close enough to make a move as well. There's contact between Sicknig and Avocado. Avi seems to have left the session, probably given up, but there's contact and he's pushed the Alfa Romeo wide.
There's some argy-bargy going on between these two drivers. Sicknig seems to have pushed Avocado slightly wide on the braking zone of the first straight. And Gamler makes his way through as well.
And Avocado's spun.
And spins.
He's lost his end plate as well. That battle was a bit too dirty for my liking. Gamler and the Avocado. I think the Avocado is finding it difficult to keep that car on track. And yeah, Big Man Joe meanwhile has made the move and made stick up in front and is up at a P2.
There is a yellow flag on the second back straight. Might be Setu. No. It is Drunken Monkey. Had a little spin. It's back on track now.
Yeah, he did mention don't be surprised if I spin Sarthak earlier on before qualifying itself because he's on the wheel for the first time. And looks like KDB spun. KDB, he's dropped down to P4.
That's uncharacteristic from the champion. Perhaps he just lapsed a bit of concentration there. Well, he wanted the last first. Now he has some cars to overtake. Give us a show, KDB. Let's go for it.
He does, doesn't he?
Enjoying the driving seat now.
Big Man Joe leads this race on lap number 4.
Meanwhile, Freeze Launching an attack on only Kapi for the move on P2 on the second back straight. A little too far. Kapi is a little too far. Another lap, perhaps he'll get it done.
Yeah, stay with Freeze. Down the order, SP11 incredibly close to VIX356, almost like a DRS train forming here between Horning, VIX356 and SV11.
Indeed, the train is extending from all the way from P5 to P7. It's the 3-man track. Setu as well on a battle with Signic in the third sector through the tricky left rights, 90-degree corners. Not the easiest to get it right on the mediums as well. Signic seems to be getting a better run. He might get the move done into turn 1.
Oh, it almost seems like they touched.
There we go. And Signic gets the move done. Up into P8 he goes.
That was incredibly close. Oh. So yeah, big move by Signic and back to the battle in the front. All eyes on Freeze.
Only Kapi and Freeze. Round 2, here we go. Only Kapi defending with his all his yards. Down 30% there. Freeze just biding his time. In the meantime, Big Man Joe is running away. The longer these two battle, the better it gets for Big Man Joe up ahead. KDB has caught up to this pair again, and this is a 3-way fight now for P2.
Yeah, and looks like we're having issues on my side, Dhabi. Seems like the lobby has glitched and completely frozen the game. So you can continue, but it'll be just your audio.
No worries.
Oh no,
And
we're
indeed,
back.
I have seen Roadrunners has left the session.
No,
I'll wait for you. But in the meantime, let's see on track any more battles into Sector 3. Honing holding off BRL Wix and SB11 into the third sector. This battle is gonna go on for another lap. Up ahead, Freeze holding off KDB now. KDB has made the move on only Kapi somewhere in the middle sector there, and we missed it. KDB right on the gearbox of Freeze. Big Man Joe extends his lead meanwhile to 3.4. KDB very close to Freeze. Lining him up for the hairpin. Gets a better run, gets a better entry into the corner. Into the hairpin. Freeze runs wide. That's the invitation that KDB needs. KDB goes for it on the first straight. He's not waiting. He wants to go for Big Man Joe in this race. Meanwhile, only Kapi catching back up to P2 and 3. KDB runs wide though. This might be the chance for Freeze to attack him once again. Freeze is going for it. KDB is defending with all that he have. Freeze around the outside into the braking zone, side by side. These two are not giving up an inch. Freeze gets the better line, but KDB just defends the inside line. KDB now on the softs, chasing Big Man Joe, who has almost pulled out a 4-second gap here. Will KDB be able to squeeze any more performance out of these tires? He is having some issues on his rear end, and he boxes. KDB is in for the pits. He is taking the first action here. There is a yellow flag in the middle sector. Seems like Drunken Monkey has spun again. KDB onto another set of mediums here. Actually his first set of mediums. So this is definitely looking like a 2-stop here from KDB. Big Man Joe still up front in P1. Extending his stint on the mediums.
Yep.
Nothing much going on.
Looks like we've got our stream back, and Davin, you may continue. Yep.
Finally, partner is back.
Yes.
Well, we had some on-track action. Just to bring you up to speed, KDB has boxed for his first pit stop onto the mediums, while Big Man Joe, who had a 3.4 second lead earlier, stays up front. Only Kapi also stays out for another lap. He might dive in for this lap to get the overcut, but it's all about to unravel for the first set of pit stops.
Interesting to see KDB having pitted early.
He has some clear air in front of him, 2.7 to the next car, which is Gambler, and then it's SV and Setu in front of him. So while his tires are fresh, he has to make sure he is making up the delta to Big Man Joe.
It's still on board Sicknig, because as KDB is having his own battle, Sicknig closes in on Victory 5-6 in the top 5. Should have what he needs going in the next part of the track. He's on the gearbox of Victory 5-6. Seems like Victory 5-6 pulling away rather well.
The mediums now will definitely be the stronger tire, the faster tire among the two. And you can see just through the corners, Wicks running wide. Sicknig getting in the alternate line, getting a cleaner run onto the braking zone, and he goes for it before even the DRS detection zone. That's a brave move there, but I think he'd rather get it done on the straight with DRS.
But incredible defense by Victory 5-6. That almost seemed like it's going to warrant a collision, but Sicknig somehow held back, and Victory 5-6 holds on to that position.
KDB has got past Gambler here, and KDB is right at the back of Setu here. He is on the charge, gets the move done, almost done here without the use of his ERS, just some TRS, pure slipstream, and he gets it done into the first braking zone.
He does, and just like that, he's right behind his teammate who's up ahead having his own battle with Victory 5-6.
Seems to be well timed, P4 and P5. I think by the time KDB catches up to Sicknig, Sicknig will dive into the pits. Oh, there might be some team orders here. Let's have a look for that.
Yep.
It's gonna be spicy.
He peeked around the outside, couldn't quite get it done. Victory 5-6 defending incredibly, and Sicknig's hoping to get past him without having any kind of damage.
Wicks finally pulls in the pits and releases Sicknig into some clear air. This will give some space to the Racing Point drivers to push ahead and catch up to P1 and 2.
From one Ferrari to the next, the other Ferrari in P11 is defending SV11.
May not be a move into sector 3, but up ahead, Gambler is very close to SV. Gambler is very close to Setu RC. 2 tenths going into the braking zone before the first DRS detection zone. Onto the hairpin, Gambler gets a good entry.
He's got a Mercedes to worry about as well. He's got Freeze there on his tail, and he's got DRS as well. 2 overtakes, a bit audacious, I'd say. Even one would be a bit too lucky. Gambler does dive down the inside.
From Gambler.
Contact.
He's going to be compromised for the exit. Setu runs wide. Freeze. That's all he needs to get the move done. Gets a better exit than Setu. Setu just might have actually considered the position to freeze.
Setu's trying to come back. Sector 2 lights up yellow, and that was the battle between SV11 and Gouts, perhaps?
It is. Gouts might have had a spin, and he is falling back. 4 seconds behind SV now.
He's going to be mad at SV for that. I'm pretty sure there was or maybe I'm wrong. Let's just save that for post-race. But yeah, all eyes on Freeze as he is on the climb. He is closing in on Gambler.
Gambler dives in for early pits. That's probably another 2 stops coming in.
Setu goes
Unless
into
we see
pits.
the parts. That'll be interesting to see here.
Now, as you can see, the gaps have extended a bit over a second all around. And as it stands, Big Man Joe leads this race, horning right behind, and Sicknig as well. So the top 3 all seem to be on the same strategy with 9 lap old mediums, but of course Big Man Joe with the advantage. 12-second gap he's pulled off to Horning at least, but the real battle is with KDB, isn't it?
It is. Signic is definitely catching up to Horning, and KDB is catching up to Signic. We might see these three bunch up in a lap or two. It's gonna be unraveling very, very soon for these Mercedes power teams up front. Will there be team orders from Toto and Otmar?
Because we're going to have our own versions of Toto and Otmar going into the next season, non-driver team principles for all teams. So it's going to be interesting that way. But yeah, for now, Signig is 2 seconds clear. Has 2 seconds to close in fact, to Horning. Meanwhile, his teammates closing in on him. Big Man Joe pits.
Another early stop. Another 2 stop coming in, most likely. He boxes onto another set of mediums. So medium softs it seems.
Yeah, Signig goes into the pits as well. He's following in Big Man Joe. KDB will go up in a P2 and Horning takes the lead of this race.
Good call by Signic there, because his teammates was catching him almost 2 seconds a lap, and he would have held up KDB throughout the whole first sector. And why not just box and get some fresh tires, right?
Indeed. And as it stands, only Cuppy still in the mix in the top 5. He's on 2 lap old mediums. He's within a second of freeze and closing in quick.
ADB now under 2 seconds, the gap to Horning, and catching 1.9, 1.8 is to get onto the second back straight. That extra grip coming in clutch for them. Horning though, unsure what his strategy is right now. He might be going for 2 set of softs, so it might be worth extending his first set of mediums over here.
Perhaps. As KDB closing in, only Cuppy now within half a second of freeze. It's trickled way above that now. Seems like he's lost a bit of time in the past couple of corners in sector 2, and freeze has steered away.
Keeping within a second of freeze. Both on fairly fresh tires.
Diverting your attention back to the fight in front. KDB within half a second on the gearbox, in fact, of Horning right now.
Or out of the exit of turn 1. Superior grip, and KDB gets the move done.
And just like that, he retakes the lead of the race, which was his to begin with.
What a flex.
Yep. Oh, Freeze spun! Freeze has spun! He just steered to the right! And he's lost an end plate. He's lost part of his front wing. He's going into the pits.
That was a little bit unexpected there. Fresh tires and a spin. Oh boy. It's gonna be costing him a lot of time now. He has to make another stop. And a wing change. Not ideal.
Yeah, meanwhile Mr. Vex's car was glitching on track as well, doing a little dance in fact on the stream. Bit funny. But Drunken Monkey gets a 3-second time penalty as well. Big Man Joe closing in on Horning.
Avi though, he has made a stop. Presumably he's won his last stop now. He has gone onto the hards. Or the only person to be on the hards for the entire race at the moment. So he is playing the long game, hoping for a safety car or something. Oh, and he gets the move done. Horning. That's Big Man Joe true.
3-second time penalty for only Cuppy. Only driver in the top 7 to rack up a penalty. Is Freeze staying out or... Oh, okay, he hasn't reached yet. Hasn't reached the pits yet. He's lost quite a bit of positions, hasn't he, after that spin.
Up front though, Big Man Joe, after that pit stop, he has made up a lot of ground on the fresh mediums here. 1.3 seconds. The gap was just over 2 seconds earlier, and he is catching. He has drained his battery to catch up, but that extra 4 laps of freshness on the mediums might be all he needs to carry on this battle with KDB.
Yeah, and what a battle it's gonna be. We're barely at the half of this race, the first half of this race. KDB's got all the ERS he needs in the world, and of course Big Man Joe has a lot to cover up. But yeah, we got quite the battle in our hands, and it's only lap 13.
Yep, as you said, Big Man Joe is definitely down on ERS, but with that fresh tires, he is catching up. He just needs probably 3 or 4 laps to recharge behind KDB, and he will make the move easy peasy. But KDB biding his time, playing his cards right, he might actually defend Big Man Joe.
It's too early to bring this stat into picture, but I am. KDB has a 3-second time penalty. Now that's going to play out. Going into the last couple of laps of the race is going to be interesting. Ooh, almost lost the rev.
Yep. Slippery.
Let's jump quickly to the midfield where Gouts is within a second, or was within a second before he locked up his rear to Gambler.
Picnic approaching the last corner is within a second of Mr. Wax. Mr. Wax on 9 laps old tires. Sicknick on the 2 laps freshest tires. Sets the fastest lap as well at 37.8.
Mr. Wax had a bit of a lockup.
On his guard.
His racing points looking incredibly strong. It did seem like the Mercedes drivers were too, but unfortunately for Fries, he's down in P12 now. And on the gearbox, he dives down the inside as well. And what a move by Sicknig! He's gone up into P5 just like that.
It was a desperate looking move, but with that fresher tires, he had the confidence under the car to go for it. 5 seconds, the gap to only Kapi now. Up in front though, Big Man Joe is struggling to get into the DRS of KDB. Although saying that, he is much closer now into the 3rd sector.
Those are the corners. Sector 1 is going to be crucial every lap from here on out for the top 2. And we've got another spinning Mercedes. It's horning this time around.
And he spins on that 13 laps old mediums. Tires are definitely gone for him. KDB picks up another 3-second penalty there. So 6 seconds for the man.
This isn't looking great for KDB. And Big Man Joe's closer than ever.
Pressure being put onto the champion here.
Staying on board, Big Man Joe is closing in 3-second time penalty for Setu RC18. And now you can see the front runners approach the back markers.
KDB is going to get DRS from Drunken Monkey. That might save him for another lap from the attacking Big Man Joe. Mr. Wax onto the gearbox of Honing onto the first back straight. Very close there.
Honing making sure he denies slipstream.
Mr. Wax takes his time. Not in a rush. He knows he has the better tires here.
Locks up the front left. If that keeps going, he's not going to have the best of tires. But yeah, he is on the gearbox spawning. Feels like he's having a bit of an issue to keep that car straight for a while now. He is peeking around the outside. Meanwhile, Fries within half a second of Setu RC18 at the back of the pack.
Fries goes for it. Setu though, he will get the DRS for the second straight. Will he be able to mount the challenge on the attacking Mercedes here? Goes for it. He has a full charge of battery here. Setu is not staying slow.
Sector street lights up yellow.
Oh, that's McLaren at the final corner. Drunken Monkey seems to be spinning on the pit straight.
Seems like he's glitching. Oh no, he just ghosted considering it was only Kapi passing him. But yeah, he's running P15, something you'd expect from someone who just recently switched to a wheel. But back to Mr. Wex, who's trying his best to close in on Horning, but clearly not working in his favor.
Horning just surviving. I have to use the word surviving because he is on 15 laps all medium tires. This man is pulling all the plugs here to get the one stop done.
Won't be denying his slipstream this time around. Gauds has retired from the session, and I think that's in sector 1 as I see on the track map. Let's jump to him soon enough. We'll be on board Avi and we should catch a glimpse of him.
It is on the exit of the pit lane, so we're not sure if he is running on old tires and lost grip.
The car has been cleared, but yeah, he has retired from the session. You don't see Gauds retire from the session ever too often. I think his last retirement was in Belgium last season. So yeah, unfortunate for him. And we've lost a driver to a crash already today for this race on lap number 16. But yeah, up in lap number 17, and the Mercedes driver Horning, his battle continues with the tires, in fact. And as you mentioned, single stop inbound, and so did Ruds in the chat.
And he's staying on for another lap.
Incredible.
What a chap he is. He's extending his tires.
He is, isn't he? Meanwhile, in the front, Big Man Joe coming ever so close to KDB. We've lost Drunken Monkey as well. He's gone into the pits and retired, called it a day. We can understand that. Going into the next season, we're looking forward to see him pull off some incredible races.
Theodore is not in a rush at all to get this move done. A yellow in sector 1.
Big Man Joe's on the tail of KDB. He's peeking around the inside this time around, and he's going to stick to that line. Should be able to get it. Switch back from KDB perhaps. He peeks around the outside. Can't quite get it, can he? He doesn't want to
Joe park the car right on the apex to block off KDB. Well played by these two there.
Yep, and the battle continues. He's on the gearbox of Big Man Joe, and he's going to remain there for a while. He's got no one to worry about behind him. His teammate is in a similar position, just like him, behind only a copy as I see the time sheets. Let's quickly switch to that. KDB pits.
Good time to get the undercut. The tire, will he go on softs or the mediums? And he chooses the mediums. Alright. Okay, 10 laps on the mediums. He will be pushing these tires till the end. They'll be very comfortable to push. Big Man Joe, how will he respond? Is he going to be letting KDB get this undercut on him? And perhaps Big Man Joe will be going on a second set of softs to finish up the race, which will be the fastest tire at the end. We got a yellow.
Oh, sickening.
Second last corner.
Bit of contact between Sickening and Only Cuppy. Only Cuppy ran a tad bit wide there, trying to fend off Sickening. But yeah, as you mentioned, sector 3 lights up yellow. Looks like a slowed down Mercedes.
Yes, looks like he had a spin earlier in the infield section before the second last corner.
Meanwhile,
and he's into pits and he retires. That's the end of his race.
Unfortunate for him. But yeah, Sickening up in a P2. He's got the move done on Only Cuppy, and he's running P2 on 6 lap old mediums. 13 drivers out on track.
Big Man Joe on the mediums now.
SV11 closing in on arrival. VX356 close. Sector 1 and 2 light up yellow, and that is a Mercedes again.
That is Horning in the pits. Is it Horning?
No, it's not Horning. It's Freeze's car. It's the game again.
Right. It's the game, as always.
It's the game. Yeah, Sector 1 and 2 yellow. I wonder if a couple of drivers will end up getting penalties. Okay. Good to see that. The game somehow cleared. Mercedes that retired in the pits happened to come out. I wonder how that ran out of the pits, huh?
Yep. Interesting tactics by the team there. Mercedes, as always, some shenanigans in the pits.
Of course. Mr. Wex pits
KDB
for a
here.
fresh set of sauce.
Catching up to Only Kapi. Will this be the moment that Big Man Joe wants? If KDB and Only Kapi hold each other up, that's only going to play into Big Man Joe's hands even more.
Lap number 19, Big
Mind
Man
you,
Joe
Big
leads
Man
this
Joe
race.
started on the mediums, right? So he
Yes.
has to make a mandatory stops onto the softs. So he is leaving it very late to go on the faster side and go on a charge at the end of the race.
Lap number 19, nothing's done yet. Got 9 laps left for the race.
SV11 onto the second straight. He gets another bite of the DRS, but is a little too far from Vix.
KDB well within a second of Only Kapi. KDB racks up
Picks up
another.
another 3-second penalty.
Ay, 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 ay. KDB, not his day. Big Man Joe's keeping it clean like he is known for. But KDB on the gearbox of Only Kapi will try to peek down the inside, holds up just enough, making sure there's no contact between the two.
KDB Kapi right away.
Down the inside he peeks and gets it done.
Picking up ahead. Well, his teammate played the team game and let him through easily. It's almost time for Sitnik to make his second stop as well. So, just as it happened in the previous round of pit stops, Sitnik might dive into the pits this lap, you know?
Perhaps. Also to mention, perhaps KDB is a bit laid back today and says, Sitnik, you do you. Perhaps, considering Sitnik hasn't won a race yet and looks like maybe long shot, but with 8 laps left and anything possible, Sitnik could have a shot at winning the race. Meanwhile,
Big Man Joe approaching the hotel section, just riding on board with him, eagerly watching him if he dives into the pits this lap.
and the back of the pack, Horning closing in on Setu RC18. It did seem like he was close enough for a move, but it looks like Setu RC18 fending off pretty down well around the outside. However, Horning will get it done. Oh no, he spins. There was contact between the McLaren and the Mercedes. I wonder.
Now he's immediately under attack from SV11. Horning with a compromise run out of the corner. SV gets it done cleanly on the outside.
Yep. Back to what you were saying before I cut you off. Yes, Big Man Joe out on the soft.
Has made his stop. He's out on the softs. Sitnik has made a stop as well. Sitnik has left the session. Oh no.
A disconnection when you're
At the
just
wrong-
about to pit.
Just completed his pits and his AI is probably taking over now.
Staying on board, Sitnik. Oh my word, he has returned. He's got Vex to worry about in front, but I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have stayed behind Vex for too long and will not. Quite the
Two-horse
battle.
fight of P1 and P2.
Yeah, but it's a three-way at the back. Setu RC18, SV11 and Horning. Quite the battle they're going to be having, and they've had.
If they keep this up, Gambler might just catch up in a lap or two time.
Horning has what he needs. Slipstream DRS. Peeking down the inside. Should hold back, as I'd expect. Yes, but he does get that gap. Won't have the momentum he needs. He's trying. He's waiting for Setu RC18 to make a mistake. There was contact there, so he holds back. He's got everything he needs, Horning, but Setu RC18 trying his best to fend off the Mercedes. This time around, I hope there's no contact between these two. Last time around, Horning was sent into a spin, and Horning will make sure he's up in a P8 and safely.
Up in front, Big Man Joe on the fresh as he can get softs within 1.5 seconds of KDB. These fresh softs are going to be very potent at the start of this stint, and Big Man Joe will look to get the move done. Just behind them, Mr. Vex and Signic. This 3/10 gap. Signic going for the attack once again, a little too hasty into the hairpin.
Mr. Vex clearly aware that Signig will take his time, but Seto RC18 dives into the pits. And there's contact between an AlphaTauri and Renault, and this time it's the AlphaTauri gone spinning, and Gambler had an incredible opportunity to get the move done, and Signig jumps into P3.
Dhabi up into P9. What a recovery from this man. Had a pretty bad start. Double stack for wing changes with his teammate. Now making the recovery drive to P9. Can he hold on though? Gambler and Setu on fresh softs at the back. He will be fighting tooth and nail for this single point. Big Man Joe very close to KDB. Might be a move coming into the next pit straight.
Perhaps, but he's well aware that KDB's got a lot of penalties, and that's going to cost him post-race. But yeah, Big Man Joe will be looking to take this win on track. He's 23 seconds clear off of Signic, who just set a brilliant purple sector 3, I presume, as he goes into sector 1.
Yes, and he has gotten past Mr. Vex.
Fight to the finish. We got a fight to the finish. 22 seconds.
To the second straight, KDB. Big Man Joe goes for the attacking. KDB defends hard and deploys his ERS onto the straight. Keeps the gap. Another lap survived.
Incredibly
These
late
fresh
braking.
stops are proving to be very deadly. Mr. Kapi now. On Mr. Kapi, I mean only Kapi is catching up to Mr. Vex. I got my names twisted there.
Tends to happen to the best of us, Davin.
Yep,
Not rare.
indeed.
Nothing rare in the commentator's box. But yeah, only Kapi closing in. I think he hit something he shouldn't have. That's for sure. But yeah, Mr. Vex in P4, holding form. Big Man Joe still around P2. Compared to KDB, he's out of ERS. Four laps left to the final race of the season, and we've got two champions fighting for position on track for the race lead.
Champion from the previous season and the champion from this season. Giving us a treat in the commentary box.
Yep. As for the
Big Man
folks,
Joe, under 10% of PRS. Doesn't seem to be very hasty on making the move. Happy to stay back for the moment. Getting close, getting close.
got the slipstream he needs. We dive down the inside, risk it, perhaps not. Bit conservative, he's hoping KDB messes up a corner or two. But nah, that's KDB you're talking about. He doesn't mess up. Very, very rarely does he. But Big Man Joe's still right behind KDB.
Well, perhaps I shall remind you of the first few laps, what happened to spin. But, you know,
Fair enough.
a spin or two, just to keep things in check, to prove they're humans and not AI.
I've got a debatable thing to say, which is the fact that KDB does a bit better under pressure compared to when he has a huge gap between a driver behind him. I've noticed that on and off, but I could be wrong. Then again, KDB can be the best judge of that. But yeah.
Yep. Or he could just be saving his tires for the battle. And as we know here, Abu Dhabi isn't the best track layout for getting overtakes done. especially through the fast sector 1 before the back straights.
On the 25th
This time though,
lap, KDB
Big Joe much closer.
making sure he denies that slipstream, but Big Man just somehow manages to tuck in behind KDB. Weaves to the right, just in time.
Coming in. Takes a wide entry into the second straight. KDB gets a bit loose on the exit. This is the chance for Big Man Joe. All of them
gearbox.
blinking. Oh, KDB just defends the inside.
Fended him off pretty darn well, but KDB lost a bit into that corner. Big Man Joe trying his best not to fall prey to whatever KDB is trying to do. Locks up
Bit
the
of a
rear
lock
right.
up there, just to keep it safe.
Incredible. KDB showing Big Man Joe a few gaps here and there, but he's made it pretty evident now, hasn't he, that if Big Man Joe does go for that gap, there's a huge chance Big Man Joe is going to get forced into an error.
Indeed, as they continue another lap, the softs are still pretty fresh, but as the laps go on, they may just fade ever so slightly. 3 laps to go, 2.5, considering we have almost at the half point of this lap.
But with this battle continuing, I don't see how Big Man Joe can drop beyond 6 seconds. But he's got the slipstream, he is around the outside. I think he's got it done this time, Dalvin.
Yes, but KDB is taking the outside line. Who gets the DRS here? Big Man Joe gets it. And this time, it looks like a definitive move coming in. Which way will he go, inside or the outside?
Oh, there's contact between the two! Big Man Joe lost his front wing. KDB is crashed out as well. What has happened in the final race of the season? Both drivers.
It's up for the win now.
Both a disaster. This absolute disaster for KDB and Big Man Joe. But let's not forget, with 2 laps left.
Lighting.
Oh my god.
KDB has lost his wing. Probably Big Man Joe lost it as well. Looks like he is pretty bad, understanding pretty badly here into the final sector.
Big Man Joe trying
And
his
looks
best.
like he will be diving in.
Yeah, of course, like no front wing. Sicknick's gotta have a smile on his face at this point in time, because he's in P3 and the 2 drivers in front, he had an 18-second gap and it doesn't exist, it almost doesn't exist anymore. He's coming onto the main straight. I just wonder if Big Man Joe can make it out the exit by the time Sicknick can, but he won't. Sicknick takes the lead of this race for the first time in the Bwoah Racing League. Sicknick leads a race.
Mr. Wax and Only Kapi come around the first corner to take P2 entry. These boys are on the podium. Can they keep it clean where the leaders have not done it and take it home for the podium? Big Man Joe and KDB coming out in P4 and 5. A little too far to challenge for the podium.
What a race this has turned into.
What a race has it been for him?
What a race this turned into on lap number 26. My oh my.
Big Man Joe comes out on the mediums. Wow, okay. Actually, Big Man Joe is staying out. He did not box for another set of tire apparently. Might have just lost some positions there. Or he might have gone on to the older mediums.
Yep, he
Whichever
has.
the case,
But
KDB is catching back up to him.
fight for position for
Lap and a half
P2.
to go.
Only Cuppy's dove down the inside. Sorry to cut you off, Dalvin, but Mr. Vex and Only Cuppy.
Here. Keep it clean, boys. Bring it home. P2 entries there for you all.
There is, isn't it quite the battle we've had till lap number 26, and a different kind of battle for P2 between Mr. Vex and Only Cuppy. Only Cuppy held on to that P2 now. And Sick
I think it's
Nick.
not over yet for KDB and Big Man Joe. Big Man Joe is is losing time to KDB, who's on fresh softs. And looks like it's another move coming in for KDB. It's very close. Might get it done into the first corner here.
Not for the lead of the race, but for position nonetheless. But yeah. KDB's trying his best to close in on Big Man Joe. He's got quite the penalties, doesn't he? There's a huge chance he's going to lose out on quite a bit of positions after the race as well. But the drivers behind him have a bunch of penalties. He's trying his best to go wheel to wheel with Big Man Joe. Still incredibly close on the gearbox of Big Man Joe. But I'm going to shift my attention soon enough to Sicknig, because he's on sector 2 as we speak. We'll be entering sector 3.
Might want to watch this battle for P4. It's getting spicy once again. It's roles reversed almost, but this time KDB on the inside.
There you go, 2 champions going wheel to wheel one last time on the final lap of the final race of the season. And KDB makes the move, sticks it, and he's got it done. Meanwhile, his teammate, what a performance he's shown. The improvement he's shown throughout the season is incredible. He brought home the Constructors title as well, along with his teammate KDB. As he comes around the final corner, Sicknig weaves, swerves, new race winner of the Bwoah Racing League.
Go. Congratulations to Sicknig. Only Kapi. What a race. What a comeback has it been for him as well. P2. There you go.
Am I seeing this right?
Yes, I'm questioning myself. What is happening on the screens here?
Okay, Sicknig didn't have a penalty, did he?
We will have to check the race director.
No ways I got this wrong. Not the last race. Not like this. No, of course he didn't
Not
have.
like this.
Not like this. Okay. I don't even know what to say. Wasn't. Okay. Either the
It
game.
might just be a glitch.
Probably.
But I hope it's not.
Yeah, we're gonna say
Neither
it
of
was a
them had
glitch.
penalty.
We're definitely gonna say it's a glitch. But yeah, for now, provisional winner of this race is Sicknig. I mean, what a race this ended up in, rightfully so. Driver of the day. Yeah. Whew. This game, man. This game throws us swingers race on race.
Well, this podium seems unfair, but
Yeah.
there we go.
Let's quickly skip
I
that.
think we have the replays on us, and that might be evidence enough
Yep, I'm pretty
for the
sure.
drivers to rightfully take their podiums
Ah,
for the
but-
final results.
So please ignore the standings. It was Sicknig who won this race. What a race it was. Big Man Joe and KDB going head to head, corner after corner for the last 5 laps. And at the end of it, on lap number 26, there was an error forced in some way or the other, and both of them went off into a spin, both having a lot of damage on the front wing. And yeah, they couldn't even be on the podium. Sicknig took the win, and of course only Kapi and Mr. Vex to wrap up the podium. What a race, Dalvin.
What a race! What a season, man! 3 races, but I think there's been 3 full races of action and drama, fights for the championship, and all over the season. I don't know how much I've missed, but looking forward to get started next season and enjoy all this.
Oh, yep, indeed. Yep, season 5 coming soon, folks. And we'll have quite the battle. We've got the likes of Supreme Leader, who's contested for the title in season 3, right up there with the wheel this time around. We've got Big Man Joe, who'll also be on the wheel with a lot of practice being put in. But before everything, we'll have the F2 Championship coming up in a couple of weeks. Make sure you can go and register for that on our Discord server soon enough. But yeah, that's all for today. What a race, what a finale it was. This is Sarthak signing off, and of course, Davin, I can't wait to be alongside you for the F2 Championship, hopefully, or maybe directly to next season.
All right. Yep. I'll be happy. I'll be waiting for the season to start. Of course. we're still in lockdown over here, and I just want to get some things done during the lockdown. So I think having fun in the games might be the best time to kill some time. And looking forward to commentate alongside you in the comms box for the upcoming seasons, upcoming championships, and I'll sign off as well.
Yeah. All right, folks. For the 8 of y'all who stayed till the very end, thank you so much. We'll see you for the next race, whenever that might be. Cheers.